to Dog Hole News. It is August 16th, 2024. I'm Ken Pupper, here to give you all the latest news that you might have missed this week. We're going to get right into it, because today is a special day, and don't worry, we'll get to that last. Whew, alright. Marathon swimmer says he quit Lake Michigan swim after going in wrong direction with dead GPS. Can you believe this, bozo? Look at this guy. He doesn't know what's going on. This image provided by Jonathan Bove. Jim Dreyer, right, this guy right here, talks to a support team in Lake Michigan Thursday, August 8th, on the third day of his attempt to swim from Michigan to Wisconsin. His third day of his attempt. A man attempting an epic 80-mile swim across Lake Michigan said he gave up on the third day after losing 2 batteries for a critical GPS device and ending badly, of course. Now, didn't people used to do this before GPS? Now, I'm not a swimmer. I don't want to act like I am. But people used to do this. Jim Dreyer, 60, was pulled from the water last Thursday after 60 miles. He said he had been swimming from Michigan to Wisconsin for hours without GPS, relying only on a wrist compass and his reading of the sky and waves. A support boat pulled up and informed him he had been swimming north all day. The wrong direction, said Dreyer, who had left Grand Haven on Tuesday. What a blow! He said in a report that he posted online. I should have been in the home stretch, well into Wisconsin waters, with about 23 miles to go. Instead, I had 47 miles to go, and the weather window would soon close. Dreyer said his brain was mush, and he was having hallucinations about a steel wall. Stuck my hand right through it, and cargo ships. He figured he would need a few more days to reach Milwaukee, but there was a forecast of 9-foot waves. Jesus. We all knew that success was now a long shot in the knee. The rescue was likely if I continued. Dreyer's nickname is the Shark. Crossed Lake Michigan in 1998. Well, there you go. He already did it before. Starting in Two Rivers, Wisconsin, and finishing in Ludington, Michigan. But 3 attempts to do it again since last summer had been unsuccessful. Well, you are 20 years older, buddy. Like, you gotta... Come on now. 25 years? Gotta... Dreyer was towing an inflatable boat with nutrition and supplies last week. On the second day, he paused to get fresh AA batteries to keep his GPS device working, but during the process, he said he somehow lost the bag in the lake. He only had a compass and nature around him help him try to keep moving west. It was an accident. It was my fault. This is a tough pill to swallow. Well, that does suck, but it is a very funny headline. It is a damn shame, though. Okay. Like I said, we're going through it. Okay? We're going through it's an important day. It's a big day today. And we're going to get to that. But unfortunately, we got to talk about this first. Watchmen. Yeah, party still walking south of the Barrows in the bog. Sorry, Deadpool was covering B. I saw the B. I assumed Barrows, but it's bog. His leg. Watchmen Chapter 1 was released earlier this week. It's a new animated adaptation of Watchmen that has no teeth. I gave it like 3.5 stars, I think. Yeah. An adaptation of Watchmen that's like CG bullshit that everyone hates. The voice acting is I like a lot of them. Rorschach sounds like Grover from Sesame Street, and Dr. Manhattan sounds like Microsoft Sam. So there's that. Which, those 2 characters, I feel like you need to get the voices perfect. The others are kind of like, who gives a shit? But those 2, you want to have good voices, and they don't have them. So what's the problem with this movie? The problem with this movie is there's not many problems with this movie, but that's a bigger problem. Now let me explain. It's like such a direct adaptation, and it's almost boring because you know what's going to happen if you read it. But it's not good enough to replace the book. I don't think it's good enough to replace the live action movie either. It's just It's just such a straight, boring adaptation of the fucking book. It's only the first half, too. It goes up to Rorschach being captured by the police and ends there. Spoilers for fucking Watchmen. Rorschach gets captured by the police. So, what else don't I like about this? Well, I have some of my notes here that I've written down. Unnecessarily bland and cut some of my favorite lines. Like Rorschach doesn't say possible homosexual about Vite, which I had just quoted the Mortis a few days before even watching this. It's just one of the lines that lives in my fucking head. So many lines from Watchmen, like my spotless gloves. I don't know. The fucking these lines. Spotless gloves hasn't popped up yet because Rorschach hasn't broken out of prison. But one of my favorite lines of all time is I'm tired of Earth, these people. Right? And they changed it to I'm tired of this planet. Why? It's like one of the best lines ever. You're gonna fucking change it? Is Earth offensive? I can understand the not saying possible homosexual, I guess. He also doesn't say the R word about the mentally challenged Rorschach, even though he's supposed to be a piece of shit. Other people have been commenting that Rorschach is properly portrayed as a loser in this, which he kind of is, which I do like, because I don't think Rorschach should be held to some heroic degree. Although I don't think he's as fucked up as some people want to point him either. I don't know, he's just a fucking... He's doing what he thinks is right. That's the whole fucking point of the story. People not understand this nuance? I'm I hate on Rorschach because Vic Sage doesn't like him. You hate on Rorschach because you have your own weird reasons. We're not the same. Should you watch this? No. Don't. I watched it. Let me look at my letterbox review. What else do I have? On my notes document, I have it's technically accurate but boring. But let me check letterbox to see. Now this gets its own special section because I just thought it was kind of like bland. I don't know. I'm sorry, it's they changed I'm tired of Earth to I'm tired of this world. Not I'm tired of this planet. I'm tired of this world. I have the actual quote in my letterbox. Um I wrote it is a much more strict adaptation to live action but makes random changes such as the lines. It is such a direct adaptation that it becomes a little boring for doing nothing new with the material. I'll not say that I hate this because I didn't. I didn't like Rorschach and Dr. Manhattan's voices, as I said. I think if you've never read the comic or seen the movie, you should do so and not watch this. It has very little to offer while not being offensive or disgraceful either. I had seen that this was being made and then I forgot about it. And then I was on the site that I used to look at fucking movies and it popped up as just being released that night, like within an hour or something. I was like, alright, I'll watch it. I saw the live action one at fucking midnight. I'll watch this one at midnight too. So that's what I did. However, despite it being a bland kind of version of Watchmen, Watchmen still just fills me with this strange hope that I can do stuff with my life. And I was already feeling like this, and I've told Mortis about this. I've been working out again, so it's giving me like some energy. And Watchmen, it's hitting at a good point in my life personally, but as a movie, like no, like just don't watch it. Just don't watch it. It's so fucking like. Why does everything need to be a franchise? I had that written down as in my notes on my document here. Not on my letterbox, but my news document. Why does everything need to be a franchise? Why do they keep trying to make fucking Watchmen a franchise before Watchmen and video games and just they had the Rorschach solo title with a different guy being Rorschach. What are you doing? It was a perfect 12 issue compilation into a trade paperback. They call them graphic novels. I don't like that term personally, but you could have been selling that for decades and decades as you already were. Why try to ruin it? Why try to cash in even more? People were buying it still. It's not like the popularity faded. The fuck is wrong with you? You're tarnishing your own brand by trying to make it a franchise. The Before Watchmen stuff is so bad. Some of the art was okay, but otherwise it's pretty fucking terrible. I say that because I think Darwin Cook worked on some of it, and his art was really good. I think it fits, obviously. I'm looking if I have any more notes about Watchmen Chapter 1. I don't think so. Will I watch Chapter 2? Probably. Just so I can rant about it again. I want to know if they have spotless gloves in there. I'm pretty upset about I'm tired of Earth. Because I'm always quoting it in my mind. I'm always thinking about it. Why would I save an Earth I no longer have any stake in? He better say it. He better say that too in part 2. In lighter news, in happier news, tiny South American deer debuts at New York City Zoo. Look at this little guy! Look at him! The Queen Zoo in New York has welcomed a new southern poodoo fawn. One of the smallest deer species, born on June 21st, the poodoo fawn weighs about 2 pounds. This is a little fella. He's just a baby. A tiny South American deer that will weigh only as much as a watermelon when fully grown is making its debut at the Queen Zoo in New York City. The southern poodoo fawn weighs just 2 pounds when it was born June 21st. The Wildlife Conservation Society, which runs New York City zoos, said in a news release Thursday, it is expected to weigh 15 to 20 pounds. That's less than my fucking dog right now. He's already like 45 pounds. Probably. Like 35, 40 pounds. The southern poodoo, one of the world's smallest deer species, is listed as near threatened by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. It is native to Chile and Argentina, where its population is decreasing because of factors including development and invasive species. The Queen Zoo breeds southern poodoos in collaboration with other zoos in an effort to maintain genetically diverse populations, the Conservation Society said. 8 poodoo fawns have been born there since 2005. Well, that's not many. 8 in 20 years? How are they going to fucking bring back this population? Jesus Christ. The newborn fawn will share a Queen Zoo habitat with its parents. There are 2 more poodoos at the Conservation Society Prospect Park in Brooklyn. That's a cute little... Just a cute little story for you. Speaking of New York, let me check something here. I was going to say, if you're in New York, you can go do a walk with Corey Maccabee, but he hasn't posted a new one yet. Corey Maccabee, director of the American Astronaut, does walks for butterflies in New York City. If I was closer, I'd go. You might say, well, you're in New Jersey. It's like 3 hours, a 3 hour drive. So I'm in that part of Jersey. So if I was, if I was in the city or New Jersey, I'd probably go. What do we have next? What do we have next? Oh, you guys are gonna love this. It's X-Men. Actually, we got a lot of X-Men this week. X-Men number 2 came out. And this is Captain Raz's favorite part of the program. So, what was X-Men 2 about this week? This month, rather. A mutant named Ben believes himself to be an alien abductee, and he's actually a mutant who is projecting an alien invasion on the city. That's kind of the synopsis of the story. Some spoilers there, but that's pretty much what happened in X-Men this month. The whole X-Men arc right now is the idea that adults are having their X genes activated, so we're getting some of the fallout of that. There was an Evangelion reference where Quentin Quire, Kid Omega, was talking to Juggernaut about getting into a railgun. And they shoot the Juggernaut out of a railgun at the UFOs, but it really doesn't do anything because it's all a mental projection. But this is the market that Marvel's going for. I thought it was fine. I think the art's a little crappy still. I don't know. There's something about the art that is not jiving with me. Here is Cyclops, Psylocke, and Magic. They're fighting the aliens that aren't real. They figure out kind of fast. It's not like a huge spoiler. I mean, it is, but whatever. You guys are here for the news, the breakdown of these things. If you don't want the X-Men to be spoiled, go somewhere else. What are you doing here? What the fuck? But it ends with they get the guy out. I was going to call him a kid, but he is an adult. That's the whole point of the fucking arc. And they're going to try and figure out how to help him. Magneto's there. You don't see his eyes, which is pretty cool. And Beast is looking evil. Even though they just went through this whole thing where Beast isn't evil. Okay. How are we doing on time? 17 minutes. We're doing fine. Got one more article. Then we got movies. And then we got quick presentation. Then we gotta get out of here. Then we gotta go. It's a big day. New Zealand Food Bank distributes candy made from a potentially lethal amount of methamphetamine. I thought this news story was insane, but also kind of cool. It's a damn shame, too. It's sad. In Wellington, New Zealand, a New Zealand charity working with homeless people in Auckland unknowingly distributed candies filled with a potentially lethal dose of methamphetamine in its food parcels after the sweets were donated by a member of the public. Auckland City Mission said Wednesday that staff had started to contact up to 400 people to track down parcels that could contain the sweets, which were solid blocks of methamphetamine enclosed in candy wrappers. 3 people were treated in hospital after consuming them but were later discharged, authorities said. The amount of methamphetamine in each candy was up to 300 times the level which someone usually take and could be lethal. Why would even make a candy that strong then? I don't understand. According to the New Zealand Drug Foundation, which is a drug checking and policy organization, I guess they would chop it up? I don't really know. Ben Burke-Sang, a foundation spokesperson, said disguising drugs as innocuous goods is a common cross-border smuggling technique, and more of the candies might have been distributed throughout New Zealand. The sweets had a street value of New Zealand dollars of 1,000, or I guess that's equal to 608 American dollars per candy. Suggested the donation by an unknown member of the public was accidental rather than a deliberate attack, Burke-Sang said. I'm looking at these other headlines. Meth? Oh, seizures of meth. The authorities' initial perceptions were that the episode were likely an importation scheme gone awry, Detective Inspector Glenn Baldwin said, but the nature and scale of the operation was unknown. Officers had recovered 29 of the candies, but did not know how many were circulating, he said Thursday. Police were investigating reports that someone had attempted to sell one of the sweets online, he added. The city missionary, Helen Robinson, said 8 families, including at least one child, had reported consuming the contaminated candy since Tuesday. The revolting taste led most to immediately spit them out. Oh, good. The charity's food bank only accepts donations of commercially produced food in sealed packaging. The pineapple candy, stamped with the label of Malaysian brand Rinda, appeared as such when they were donated, arriving in a retail-sized bag, she added. Auckland City Mission was alerted Tuesday by a food bank client who reported funny tasting candy. Staff tasted some of the remaining candies and immediately contacted authorities. One staff member was taken to a hospital after sampling the sweet. uh, Well, when adding that a child and a young person were also treated in the hospital before being discharged. The candies had been donated sometime in the past 6 weeks, Robinson said. It was not clear how many had been distributed in that time and how many were made of methamphetamine. Rinda had said in a written statement that the company learned through New Zealand news reports that its candies may have been misused and would cooperate with authorities. We want to make it clear that Rinda Food Industries does not use or condone the use of any illegal drugs in our products, General Manager Stephen Te said. Methamphetamine is a powerful, highly addictive stimulant that affects the central nervous system. It takes the form of a white, odorless, bitter-tasting crystalline powder that easily dissolves in water or alcohol. Hello, Dark Bastard. How are you? Doing the news. Dog Hole News every Friday, usually between. Sometime I go live between 2 and like 4ish Eastern. Doing fine. We always would have the myth of like Halloween candy being drugs. It's never really seemed to happen, but there was an example of it actually happening, but not Halloween, just in general. Alright. This is a short program, dark, so I do the news and I get out of here. Usually between 30 minutes to an hour. We're getting near. We just finished all the articles. Now it's time to talk about the movies I watched this week. Movies. Alright. Some of these I'm already fucking blanking on. What the fuck? Shuck. I don't take notes for most of these. I mean, I have them on my letterbox itself that I could check right here. Might as well bring that up. Shuck was a short film. Loved it though. It's about a black dog guiding a soul to the afterlife, and I'm a big fan of the black dog myth. And it's stop motion animated, and I just thought it was gorgeous, and it made me feel very nice, happy, and sad, and all these great emotions. And I love black dogs, and I think everyone should watch Shuck. It's only a few minutes long, and it's on YouTube. Mortis showed G.I. Joe the movie. I hadn't seen it since high school. I don't think I've seen it since like 2007, 2008. I believe I last watched it around then. I'm trying to think if it was before. If it was before the Transformers live action movie, it was 2007. If not, it was like great movie. Holy fucking shit! I forgot how good this is. It's so incredibly animated. The beginning sequence, especially as we were talking about while watching, is just absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, patriotic. But then the rest of the movie, it doesn't keep up the same insane animated pace, but it's still well animated. And Words was saying, I guess diehard G.I. Joe fans don't like the monstrous stuff, but I really liked that shit a lot. And I liked Cobra Commander turning into a snake. I liked all of it. I think the problem with it is I don't think they had to introduce the new cast of characters, even though I liked them. But it has that same problem the Transformers movie does, where you introduce a whole new set of characters. Although the G.I. Joe ones, they weren't killed off, the old Joes, so I don't know what they were doing. And then I looked it up, and then these characters, because I didn't really watch the G.I. Joe cartoon much. In Transformers the movie, the Transformers characters are introduced into the movie. This is so fucking nerdy, by the way. The new set of Autobots are in the episodes after the movie, but the new set of Joes aren't really in the episodes after the movie here. So I don't know why they did it. It doesn't really. But should you watch G.I. Joe the movie? Yes! Yes, you fucking should, man. Have a couple beers. Get some food. Watch it with friends. Don't watch it by yourself. You gotta watch it with people who can appreciate the animation and the wacky plot. Invisible Invaders. Don't watch this. It's really bad. I'm gonna look at the review at this because I thought this one's funny to me personally, because I had confused this with The Earth Dies Screaming, which I do like a lot. This was just really Terrible. It's not that movie. The Earth I Scream, I think, is a British movie, and this is an American picture. Don't watch this. This is I in my notes on Letterboxd. I watched this while waiting for the Monday Mystery Game number 1000. Doc is late, so I watched this during the delay. Speaking of Monday Mystery Game, what a good pick. It meant a lot to Doc. So fuck you if you wanted some bullshit. Like, you couldn't see how happy that guy was? People were shitting it up in the fucking chat room? God damn. You go open a fucking arcade with 1,000 cabs. Piece of shit. The Fog. John Carpenter's The Fog. Still good. There's something about this movie that really appeals to me, even though if anyone else made it or it had a different cast, I would hate it. But for some reason, everything clicks and works. I guess because it's John Carpenter. You know, I the small town. It's one of those movies where they don't shit on the small town. Kind of. Uh, Adrian Barbeau's character sort of does a little bit, but it's like my ideal place to live. A little town by the sea. Like, oh my god, it's all I've been wanting to do my entire life is move by the sea and work by the sea and work on the sea. And I haven't been able to do it yet, but that's my fucking goal in life. I would love to work and live in a small town by the water. Maybe not even necessarily the fucking sea, but like a river, something. Wanna work with water. Not necessarily on the water though. I don't know if I want to be in the ocean. That shit's scary. But buy it. Scenic. Watchmen, Chapter 1, we covered it. It has a high rating here because, like I said, it's technically fine. It's well made, right? But should you watch it? No. It's such a strange thing to talk about. I thought about giving it a lower rating as the days have gone by. I don't know. I think I'm just leaving it because it's perfectly well made. It's just kind of bland, toothless. You have the you have the book. You have the live action movie, which deviates enough from the book to make it worth watching. This is just the fucking book. The Ringer, Johnny Knoxville. A man in debt pretends to be mentally challenged to fix the Special Olympics. Great movie. I hadn't watched this since high school either, and I fucking it was having me laughing a lot. I thought it wasn't going to hold up. I thought it was going to be like too offensive, but it's not. It's kind of sappy a little bit in the way that Mortis hates at times, but not like crazy so. Um, the other mentally challenged people figure out that he's not mentally challenged fairly early, so then it's them working together to bring down the guy that always wins the Special Olympics. I liked that angle a lot. I just like watching Johnny Knoxville. I mean, Jackass is good, but I also like watching him in other roles, and I think he should have done a ton more. It's a shame he didn't while he was younger. I mean, he's still alive; he could do stuff, but that young, charismatic Johnny Knoxville. Like, he's not a great actor, but he's very watchable. There's just something about him. Like, yeah, I can watch this guy. The Mad. Uh, zombie movie. I wrote my review. I'm bringing it up now. Really close to being a fun B movie, but falls short in a way that makes me feel like I wasted my time. A notch above the usual churned out zombie crap. A very small notch. Billy Zane is in this, and that's what got me hooked. I was like, Billy Zane in a zombie movie from 2007 I've never seen. Okay, it's terrible. It should probably only be 1 star, half a star, but it's like I said, in context with other really, really shitty fucking zombie movies that were being churned out around that time, and now, every fucking day still, it's better than that, kind of. Just barely. That's why it's getting a higher rating. I've seen some really just god awful zombie movies. This Day of the Dead fucking remake sequel bullshit. Original Day of the Dead was my favorite of all time, but the weird sequel remake bullshit are just god awful. I watched Father's Day with Robin Williams and Billy Crystal. This is definitely a sappy movie that you should avoid, but uh, people trash this fucking movie. Now, I'm not gonna say it's amazing. It hit the spot for me. It was very comfy, extremely 90s, but not in like the radical 90s way. Uh, but in a hopeful way and full of colors and just you know, I liked it in that regard. The chemistry between Robin Williams and Billy Crystal is there, but it's also wasted. But then it's also like you just made this fucking movie and you didn't try too hard. So I kind of admire that. I don't know. I'm a weird guy. If something hits my buttons in the right way, then it's just gonna click with me. I could have watched this tonight and hated it, but August 15th, the right moment, right time. I was sober. It just clicked with me. Some things are like that. That was on Tubi. What else was on Tubi? Father's Day was on Tubi. The Mad's on Tubi. Invisible Invaders was on Tubi. Shrek was on YouTube. The Fog, I downloaded The Fog, and I downloaded Ringer. I downloaded Watchmen. But you could watch Father's Day on Tubi. Why did I download The Ringer? Oh, there was a tweet I saw that day that was from The Ringer. I was like, I need to watch that again. That's why. Alright, like I said, we had to run through this, right? We hit a half hour, okay? Because the biggest news of the day, the most important fucking news, the big day, Emma Frost is in Fortnite. We have to get her, folks. We have to get Emma Frost in Fortnite. The problem is she's tier 45. My god. This is going to take forever, right? You might think so. Luckily, we have nerds out there. Break down the math. This is per day. So if I start playing Fortnite Festival, which is the rock band in Fortnite, which is I fucking hate, but I could get 10 levels a day. Then I could play Lego Fortnite for another 7 levels. And then I could do Reload for another 3 levels. It's like 20 levels. So if I just do this, if I just play Fortnite for, what's that, 8, 9 hours for the next 5 days, I could have her. Playing modes that I hate, I could have her. It'll be that fast. It'll be that quick. It'll be that amazing. Uh, probably won't. Probably won't play that much. I will probably play Reload. I do like Reload. Reload's pretty good. The other stuff, I don't know. I don't know. But if you see me idling, don't judge me. Also in the battle pass is Mysterio. And he looks fucking cool. I didn't get a picture of him, but he looks really, really cool. Hear people shouting at my dogs. Give me a moment. Let me see if I can find this Mysterio. He's got like this skull style. Here we go. Here we go. One more image. So here's Mysterio and Fortnite. I know I'm covering my face. Look at the skulls. It looks cool. I mean, they have the plain version too. Don't worry. There is plain version. But like you can add in different colors and shit. It's kind of cool. I don't know. I don't know if it does anything for you, Mortis. Like I said, you don't have to have the skull. You can have plain. This is like a poor image because it's cutting off on the edge. That's not me cutting it off. That's just like this quick screen grab I got from Google. He's there. He's even later than Emma Frost, I believe. Emma's in the game. She can become a diamond. She's self-reliant. She's a girl boss. She's the White Queen. I must have her. That's it for Dog Hole News. Excuse me. I better eat something. Have a good weekend.